These lessons took me years to learn, but if you're a Christian entrepreneur or a content creator, this could help you avoid a lot of mistakes. If I can sit down with myself on day one of starting my business, these are the three things that I would say to save myself time, stress, and frustration. But first, coffee. Okay, that was it. What's going on, you guys? My name is Chantel Hibbler, wife, mom, and your favorite VP, helping women lead with purpose, profit with confidence, and thrive in every season of life. The first thing that I would tell myself on day one of starting my business is clarity beats hustle. You don't need to do everything to grow. You just need clarity on what will actually work. When I first started my business, I used to equate busyness with success. So I would say yes to every project, yes to everything that was brought to me, instead of actually sitting down to see if this will actually propel me to where I'm supposed to be and where God has called me to. And doing that helped me to go down a rabbit hole of all of the things that I could possibly do to either make money or to be able to be successful. But in doing those things, it pulled me away from where I was actually supposed to be and who I'm actually supposed to be serving. And so when I did not spend that time with God to really be able to gain the clarity of where He was calling me to, it had me chasing all of the different rabbit holes that did not put me in purpose. And obviously, that left me confused. When I finally sat down and prayed for clarity and asked God, who am I supposed to be serving? What problem am I supposed to be solving? And how am I supposed to do it? That's when I finally was able to get the answers that I had been longing for. And that's when God showed me that I did not have to copy what everyone else was doing, but I just needed to stay in my own lane. So if that sounds like you, I want you to create a clarity sheet where you write down who you serve, what problem you solve, and one to two platforms that you will focus on this month. And the reason why I say one to two platforms that you will focus on this month is because my second point that I would tell myself on day one of starting my business is that consistency is a superpower. So the major key is not in doing more, but doing it consistently. So I used to think that doing all things would help me go viral and that will be the thing that just skyrockets my channel, skyrockets my platforms. And indeed, it is not. I was looking for shortcuts instead of just consistently doing the small steps every single day. And this translates not even just in social media, but also in everyday life, where in my job as a VP of a chamber, being able to nurture relationships, doing those check-ins and being consistent in it is what will help to grow community and to build your network. So basically, I had to try and find systems that'll help me to be able to autopilot consistency even when I have busy moments of life. And so having those systems in place will help you to be able to show up even when the motivation is just not there. The Bible says, do not despise small beginnings. So your faithfulness in the small is what creates the growth in the big. Your consistency acts as a sign of stewardship. And so when you're able to continue to show up, God is able to bless what you put forth. So if that sounds like you in this season of life, then I encourage you to try one thing for the next 90 days, whether that's one post a week on YouTube, one post a week on Instagram, or reaching out to a client once a week for the next 90 days. I encourage you to put that plan in place to see exactly where you are from now until then. And that puts us on point number 3 on the 3 things that I would tell myself on day 1 of starting my business. And that is, community will take you much farther than competition. Understanding that you don't have to build this thing alone will take you so much further than isolating yourself because you feel like everybody else is in competition with you. When I first started my clothing business, I used to view anyone that was doing the same thing as competition rather than looking at it as an opportunity to grow and collaborate. As the VP of a chamber and growing my business into different avenues, I have learned that having mentors who have done or are currently doing the same exact things as I am actually helps to propel my business forward rather than it stagnating it. I remember hearing a good friend of mine say that there is no such thing as competition because what God has for you is for you and what God has for them is for them. Therefore, if we stay in our lane and we continue to pursue what God has called us to do, there is no competition, just collaboration. Therefore, being able to plug into communities of like minded entrepreneurs and business owners, or even content creators, being able to bounce ideas off of them really helps to sharpen each other and grow our businesses. So, if you're in that season of life where you feel like you just don't know how to grow your business because you feel stagnated and you feel like you just have competition all around, I encourage you to find that community of like minded people, even if they're doing the same thing as you, to be able to bounce ideas off of. Now, I'm not saying to give away your strategies and what the Lord is giving you, but I do believe that in collaboration, you'll be able to find a strong foundation. So that wraps up the 3 things that I would tell myself on day 1 of starting my business. But pro tip, if you keep God in the middle of everything that you do, I guarantee you that you'll have no choice but to succeed. So let me know in the comments, which one of these 3 points do you think that you need to focus on right now? So if you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this coming every week. See you soon. Bye.